to another episode of New to Me. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and today we are talking about the Cayer Monopod mini tripod and fluid head. This is their K3 kit. And first off, let me talk a little bit about my experience with this. Now, I actually had one of these and the monopod came completely apart, just broke apart. I returned it. Cayer contacted me and said, hey, let us send you a new one because we do stand behind our product. So they sent me this new one, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, just full disclosure, I've already opened this, but I'm just gonna open it and show you how it was packed up. First off, this is gonna cost you 140 bucks or $139.99 on Amazon. It is adjustable from 24.4 to 68.2 feet in height, so it does get actually taller than me. It weighs about 4 pounds, which is very heavy, and it takes a payload of 13.2 pounds. So first off, you get this fantastic, very well padded case. And inside you're going to get an arm, which I will talk about, because I'm not thrilled with this arm. You get an extra quick release plate, which is awesome. I love me some quick release plates. You get a whole mess of Allen wrenches for adjustments, which is very cool. And then you get a couple of, you get a 1/4-20 adapter here, and you get a little pointed foot for when you're in monopod mode. And you are going to get the whole thing. Also, you're going to get a strap as well, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and let's open the whole thing here. Okay, so here is the entire thing. You get a 5-tier monopod, you get an awesome fluid head, and you get this awesome base, this awesome mini tripod. And the cool thing about this is that this can actually stand up on its own. And let's go ahead and let's talk about the monopod first. And the monopod is fairly cool. The directions do say start from the top and work your way down. And first off, let me talk about the knobs. The knobs here are a very nice rubber. It's very easy to grip. The problem is you really have to torque these, and I'll show you in a minute why. You really have to hold on to the carbon fiber here and torque these very tightly. It does have a nice hand grip, and it does have a wrist strap. The only problem is the wrist strap does not come off, so you are stuck. If this is in your way, you are stuck with it. You can kind of push it around, but you cannot remove it. And as you can see, this thing in the regular mode is actually taller than me. But here's where the downside is. Let me lock this and lock this. Is if you do not have this tightened all the way, it is very easy to do that. But once you give it a really good solid torque, you are not going to have that problem. And so far, I haven't noticed a lot of slippage. See, there is some slippage in this, and you do have to kind of go through it and make sure it is really tight. But it is not bad. Now, the great thing is I can step back, and as you can see, it stands up on its own, especially with a camera. It's going to put a lot of downward weight, so you should be fine as long as you haven't built out or built forward too much. The monopod is just okay. I mean, it's a nice monopod on its own. Again, I'm not a fan of the twist locks. I don't think they hold. These don't hold as well as they should. I mean, it should be absolutely solid. I shouldn't be able to do this. I shouldn't be able to push down on this and cause it to cave like that. So the monopod is just okay. It is not my favorite part of this. Now, let's talk about the fluid head here. Okay, let's talk about the fluid head here. The fluid head is very nice. It is on par with Manfrotto's stuff. It is just incredibly awesome. It does have a Manfrotto plate, but just the pan and tilt feature here is just very, very nice. You do get a 3/8 inch over here, and you do get a double-sided mount for the arm. Now let's talk about the arm. The arm has a very nice rubber grip and feels like it's made very well until you get to this connector piece here. As you can see, it is all scratched up because it keeps getting jammed. This has been really problematic. And plus, when you mount it on this side, where the release lever is, it does actually interfere with the release lever. So you're gonna have to put it on the other side or figure out some way to really choke up on this. So it doesn't really mount on this side unless you keep it at such an extreme angle. The other problem is when you go to package this up, you have to take the arm off the whole unit. It does not fit in the bag with the arm on, which makes me sad. I really wish it did, because taking this thing on and off is a huge pain in the butt. Okay, let's talk about the mini tripod here. First off, it has multiple levels of height, so you can make this thing even taller than it is. I would not leave the camera alone when you have it at this height. It's going to tip over more so than when it's flatter. Also, you get this little release, and then you spin this, and it does swivel at the bottom as well. So if you're on unlevel ground, or you just want more kind of control over what you're shooting, this has that feature. The base here is made very well. It is solid metal. Everything feels solid. Everything looks great here. I love the double-sided latches, where you kind of just pull it past to where you want it, and then bring it back. And it works extremely well. Now you will notice that this does screw off to become a mini tripod, which is great. However, there are these little, on both sides, there are these little Allen wrench screws, and I don't know why they included these. I know in the kit they do include like several Allen wrenches. They do include like these Allen wrench screws, and I don't know why. I guess it's for safety in case this is loose so it won't come off by itself, but it seems like a pain in the neck to have to carry an Allen wrench tool or an Allen wrench with me just to take the base off. So I will most likely be removing these screws. They come right out, and just putting them in a drawer somewhere, because just screwing this on is fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to turn this into a mini tripod, and I am actually using this setup for my vlogging and also for I'm gonna be doing some live streaming, and this in the claw position actually works really well on my desk. So first off, you're going to take the third largest, and I'm going to actually remove these. You shouldn't. I mean, you can. They don't really do much except hold this thing on. I am going to remove it because I think just screwing this thing on is absolutely fine. Again, I don't know why they did that. I guess it's a precautionary thing. But it just seems like a hassle to be on the set and have to stop and do this with a little Allen wrench. Okay, once you've done that, all you have to do is screw the monopod off, like so. And if you want now, you can go ahead and attach the monopod foot here, and there you go. Now it's a complete monopod, and I'm just going to take off the fluid head as well, and then we could just put this over to the side. Okay, now there are two ways of attaching this. You can just go ahead and spin the head on, and you're good and ready to go. However, one thing I noticed is there is this very large gap here, and the problem becomes that if something falls in this, you trip on it or something happens, I have a feeling you can bend that 3/8 inch, and you don't want to do that. So what I am doing is I am actually adding on the 1/4-20 adapter here, and then I have gotten myself a 3/8 to 1/4-20 adapter, and you can just slide this in like so with your finger, and then screw this in like so. And what I like about this is it gives it a nice flat base to rest on. There is no gap, so you're going to be nice and protected. And then I just add my camera, throw this up on my desk, and I'm good to go for live streaming. Okay, so just to give you an idea of how tall this thing gets, first off, what I really love is I can step away and it is not going to fall. As you can see, this thing gets almost as tall as I am, and then once you adjust the feet, it is now going to be much taller than me. Now you can step away when it is in the claw mode. However, I wouldn't because it's very easily knocked over. So I would not do it. If you're gonna leave this thing alone, definitely make sure that the feet are in the flat mode. And another thing with this is these locking nuts do not work very well. I mean, when it's fully extended, I can just lean on this thing and some of them will fail. And that is kind of unfortunate. So what are my final thoughts on this? Well, is this something you should buy? And I have to say, maybe. They do have very good customer service, so I will be trying to replace the arm. The monopod is just okay. It is not the best feature here. I wish these were latches, because I'm more of a latch guy than a twisty knob kind of guy. I just really wish that these held a little bit better. They do hold fairly well. You just have to make sure that they are really tight. Otherwise, like you saw before, I could just kind of lean on it very gently and push right down on it. Some things I really love about this, the fluid head is excellent. I am actually probably going to mount this onto a tripod and use this as a regular mount. As you can see here too, I am using the 1/4-20 adapter. I'll probably try to put it in the bag like this. It probably won't fit, but I'm gonna try to put it in the bag like this so I don't have to, keep this separate and keep putting it on and off. But again, probably not gonna fit in the bag because it is a tight fit. But the fluid head is fantastic, sends the arm. The arm is not very good, and I really love the feet here. The mini base here is really the best thing. So if you were to buy something like this, if you absolutely have no money, then fine. If you have a little bit more cash, I say buy something better. People have love letters to this. They're calling it an absolute buy. I tend to disagree. It just kind of is meh. Individually, the pieces work really well. Like I do use the monopod and the mini tripod. I actually put my DJI Osmo setup on this, and it works beautifully when the head is not on or when the head's together with the mini tripod. It all works great, but individually everything works really well. The monopod, again, is not my favorite thing. So also, it's just not my favorite thing in the world. So I would definitely recommend you buying something better than this. For a few extra dollars or even a few dollars less, it may not be as tall, but at least you'll get something that's a little bit better quality as far as the monopod is concerned. So my recommendation for this is meh. That's it. That's it for the episode. I'm done. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and if you have this, what you think. I'm very interested to know what else you guys are using for a monopod with a mini tripod at the bottom, because I'm still in the market for finding something that's actually going to work. I do like this because it does hold a large payload, and it is fairly sturdy when I walk away, but I'm just looking for a better monopod. And that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button to be notified when we post brand new videos. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and this is new to me.